So, welcome to Concur Training. On this segment of Concur Training, we are going to examine how to create an expense report. You will begin by going to your browser on your computer at www.concur.com and you will click Login. If you do not have access to a desktop computer with internet, then don't forget to download the Concur mobile application for your Apple or Android device. Let's go ahead and get started by logging in. You'll be prompted to enter your username and your password, and then you'll click Sign In. And from the tabs above, you're going to locate the one that says Expense. And you'll be brought down to Manage Expenses. All of these tiles here are previously submitted expense reports. And if you have never submitted an expense report, this section here will be blank. You can also view older expense reports that have previously been submitted. So if you're trying to locate a transaction or if there's something that you need to do, even after you've submitted it, you still have access to each tile to view expense reports. So for this purpose, we're going to come back over to the Manage Expenses tab. The sub-tab, we're going to click on Create a New Report. And then Create a New Expense Report is going to bring you to a new screen where you're going to have to fill out some required fields. In Concur, any field that is required is going to be highlighted in red. So for this exercise, we are going to call this report a training report. We're going to tab across the report date 6/26. Business purpose is not necessary. A comment is not necessary. The company is almost always going to be Quantum. Client, you don't have to fill that out. Job number, you don't have to fill that out. And department also needs to be Quantum. These two sections here, company and department, are the most important when you're creating your expense report and naming your expense report, because all of the cost centers for the company are associated with one of these from the drop-down box. So if you incorrectly select the department, then your cost is going to come from the wrong cost center. The same for company. You also need to make sure that you select the correct company so as not to cause a problem later on when you get ready to allocate your expenses. So after you've completely filled out each tab that's highlighted in red, you're going to click Next. Perfect. You know that you were successful because on the top left, it's going to say Training Report, which is what we've named our report. And then if you have a company credit card, any charges that you have available are going to be kind of holding in a queue to the right, which you can easily add to your expense report. Note that if you have a company card and you have a transaction, let's say you have to go to Home Depot for some materials, and you swipe your card on Monday, that charge is not going to appear instantly. It may take several days for that charge to upload into your Concur expense report. So you know that if you've used your card and you're expecting a transaction to come through, make sure that you just follow along to ensure that all of the transactions that you're expecting show up and that they're accurate. Also from this training report tab, it's a good place to view any receipts that you have. If you have downloaded the Concur mobile application, you can easily take a snapshot of your receipt the moment that you get it, and it will then upload automatically, and you can go view available receipts from this tab. And if you have an expense for which you do not have a card, you will not have transactions that appear on these in the queue on the side. You will have to manually enter each expense as a new expense. So people, this is how you create an expense report. Follow me next for how to allocate expenses on your expense report once your report is created. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps.